What you are about to discover will collapse the distance between desire and fulfillment forever. What I'm about to share with you is not casual advice. It is a complete shift in how you walk, speak, think, and command your reality. It is the secret that mystics have guarded for centuries, and it is the only law that truly matters. My name is Neville Goddard, and for over 40 years I have experimented with the greatest discovery ever made. Your imagination is not separate from God. Your imagination is God. Everything you've been taught about manifestation, the asking, the waiting, the hoping, all of it is backwards. You are not seeking God's help. You are God, individualized, dreaming yourself into human form. What if you lived like your desire was already yours? Not someday. Not when circumstances change. Right now. What if you assumed possession instead of pursuing acquisition? That is not fantasy. That is the fundamental law that governs all creation. It is what I call the law of assumption, and it is the secret that few ever dare to apply with complete conviction. Today I will share what I have proven through countless experiments. How to assume your good is already yours. How to dwell in the fulfilled state. How to live from the end. But I must warn you, once you truly grasp this principle, once you begin to live by it, you cannot return to being the person who waits, who hopes, who tries. That version of you must die for the one who assumes to be born. You cannot serve two states of consciousness. One must die. Today we choose which one. Listen with absolute attention, for what I am about to reveal is not theory, it is law. It is the only law that matters. This is not something I read in ancient texts. This is something I discovered through 40 years of experimentation, through proving it works regardless of circumstances, through teaching it to thousands who transform their lives by applying this single principle. Let me tell you something most people never grasp. Your life bends to your assumptions, not your hopes, not your efforts, your assumptions. The way you assume things to be is the way they become, not because of fate, but because assumption is the creative power of God, and you are that power individualized. When you truly assume something, you don't try to get it. You don't work toward it. You don't hope for it. You live from it. You possess it in consciousness, and the world must conform. Here is the law. Assumption hardens into fact. What you assume to be true, to the degree that you are self-persuaded, must manifest in your world. This is not wishful thinking. This is the mechanism by which all creation occurs. The world you see is your assumptions made visible. Every person in your life, every circumstance, every challenge, every blessing, all of it is your consciousness objectified, pushed out, made manifest through your dominant assumptions. Most people wait for proof before they assume their good is theirs. But I tell you, you are the proof. Say this with me. I already am, therefore I shall be. Again, I already am, therefore I shall be. You don't become wealthy and then assume wealth. You assume wealth and wealth becomes inevitable. You don't find love and then feel loved. You assume love and love finds its expression in your world. This is the great reversal. Live from the end. Don't live toward it. Live from it. I already am. Therefore, I shall be. Now let me tell you something that will revolutionize how you see everything. Your circumstances are not your reality. Your consciousness is your reality. Your bank account is not your wealth. Your consciousness of wealth is your wealth. Circumstances do not create consciousness. Consciousness creates circumstances. I have seen men who possessed millions but lived in poverty consciousness and they lost everything. I have seen others who had nothing in the world but lived in consciousness of abundance and riches flowed to them from unexpected directions. Listen to this truth. There are two men walking through the same world. One sees limitation everywhere. He looks at his life and says, I am poor. He examines his relationships and says, I am unloved. He surveys his opportunities and says, nothing ever works for me. This man may be rich in the world, but he is poor in imagination. His consciousness of lack will eventually manifest as lack in his experience. But there is another man. He may have little in the world, but he lives in consciousness of his fulfilled desires. He looks in the mirror and sees the man his desires have made him. He feels gratitude for what is already his in consciousness. He moves through his day as the one who already possesses his good. This man may be poor in the world, but he is rich in imagination. His consciousness of fulfillment will manifest as fulfillment in his experience. Which man are you? The external world is shadow. Your consciousness is substance. Change your consciousness, and your world must rearrange itself to conform to your new assumptions. Say this with absolute conviction. I am the one I have been waiting for. Again, I am the one I have been waiting for. Stop looking outside yourself for salvation. Stop waiting for circumstances to change. Stop waiting for permission to have what you desire. You don't need permission. You are the authority. I am the one I have been waiting for. Now let me share something that will transform how you understand imagination forever. The imagination is not daydreaming. It is creation in its purest form. Everything that exists was first imagined. Your chair, your home, your relationships, all of it was imagined before it became visible. And what you are imagining now is creating your future experience. But here is the secret most people miss. You must imagine from the end, not toward it. Let me tell you of my own experience in the 1930s. I was unemployed in New York with no money, yet I desired desperately to visit my family in Barbados. I had not seen them in 12 years, and I had no means to make such a journey. Instead of focusing on the lack of money, my teacher Abdullah taught me to assume I was already there. Each night, I would imagine myself sleeping in my mother's home in Barbados. I would hear the tropical sounds, smell the different atmosphere, see New York as 2,000 miles to the northwest. I lived in these scenes until they felt more real than my poverty in New York. I did this faithfully for weeks. Then one morning, a letter arrived from my brother Victor. He wrote that the family needed me to complete the link, that I was the only one missing from a family gathering. Enclosed was a draft for $50, a notification that he had arranged my passage with the steamship company. My brother had no conscious knowledge that I was imagining myself in Barbados. Yet while I was mentally dwelling there, he felt the impulse to write and provide exactly what was needed. The outer world conformed to my inner assumption. Another documented case. I had a friend in Los Angeles whose employee was about to be fired. This man had been unmercifully bawled out by his supervisors and told he was no earthly good. They were considering letting him go, and he had a family to support with no other means of income. My friend, who lived by this law, simply sat quietly at his desk and imagined hearing this man tell him that his supervisors had praised him beyond measure for something he had done. He constructed the scene and dwelt in it. Within 48 hours, there was a complete reversal. The supervisors praised this man for his work in the advertising field, the very people who had been ready to fire him. The outer world had conformed to my friend's inner assumption. This is not magic, this is law. What you consistently imagine with feeling becomes your experience. Say this: the outer world bends to my inner assumption. The outer world bends to my inner assumption. Here is your instruction. Construct a simple scene that implies your desire is fulfilled. Make it short, natural, believable. Don't imagine getting what you want. Imagine having it. Don't imagine the process. Imagine the result. If you desire financial freedom, don't imagine earning money. Imagine the feeling of having more than enough. Imagine paying bills with ease. Imagine the quiet satisfaction of knowing you are provided for. If you desire love, don't imagine meeting someone. Imagine being loved by them. Imagine the conversation after you've been together for months. Imagine the naturalness of being cherished. Live in your scene, rehearse it, feel it until it becomes more real than your current circumstances. The outer world bends to my inner assumption. Here is where most people fail, and I tell you this with love, but with absolute firmness. You cannot assume two states simultaneously. You cannot live in the assumption that your desire is fulfilled while simultaneously preparing for failure. You cannot assume abundance while hoarding out of fear. You cannot assume love while building walls around your heart. You cannot serve two states of consciousness. One must die. The old state must be completely abandoned, not suppressed, not managed, abandoned. The consciousness of lack, of limitation, of maybe someday, it must be severed from your being. There is no plan B in assumption. There is no backup consciousness. You burn the bridge to the old state. You make your new assumption your only reality. Listen carefully. You must make your desire inevitable through assumption. Not possible, not probable, inevitable. When you truly assume your desire is already yours, you stop looking for it in the world. You stop calculating how it might come. You stop worrying about timing or method. You simply live as the one who already has it. This requires a death, the death of the old self-concept, the death of the identity that was waiting, hoping, trying. That identity cannot coexist with the one who assumes possession. From this moment, you sever the old self. Say it with me. From this moment, I sever the old self. From this moment, I sever the old self. The person you were before this moment, the one who doubted, who calculated odds, who needed proof before believing, that person no longer exists. You are now the one who assumes. You are now the one who lives from the end. You are now the one who possesses in consciousness what the world calls impossible. There is no going back. There is no returning to the consciousness of lack. There is only forward movement into the fulfilled state. You cannot rehearse poverty and expect wealth. You cannot rehearse loneliness and expect love. You cannot rehearse sickness and expect health. Whatever you rehearse consistently becomes your reality. So choose your assumptions carefully, and once chosen, abandon all others. From this moment, I sever the old self. Now I will give you the exact daily practice that transforms assumption from concept to living reality. This is not optional. This is the discipline that separates those who transform their lives from those who merely dream about it. Morning assumption: wake up as your fulfilled self. The moment you open your eyes, before you think about your problems, before you check your phone, before you remember your circumstances, assume. Spend the first 10 minutes of consciousness living in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. If you desire financial freedom, wake up with the quiet satisfaction of knowing you are abundantly provided for. If you desire love, wake up feeling cherished and adored. If you desire health, wake up feeling vital and strong. Don't think about how it will come. Don't worry about the method. Simply assume it already has come. Say this each morning. I wake up as the man my desires have made me. Midday vigilance. Refuse to observe lack. Throughout your day, you will be tempted to return to the old consciousness. Your senses will present evidence of lack. Your mind will want to calculate and worry. In these moments, refuse completely. When you catch yourself observing from the old state, immediately declare, that is not my reality. My reality is, insert your assumption. Then return instantly to your fulfilled state. Train yourself to see from your desired end. If someone asks about your situation, respond from consciousness of fulfillment, not consciousness of problem. Midday declaration. I see from the state of having, not from the state of wanting. Evening revision. Remember only the fulfilled version. Before sleep, this is the most crucial time. Your mind is receptive, and what you plant in consciousness during this state takes root and grows. Review your day not as it was, but as it would have been had your assumption been your visible reality. If you experience anything contrary to your desire, revise it, replay the scene until it conforms to your assumption. This is not self-deception, this is consciousness training. You are teaching your mind to dwell in the state you choose, not the state circumstances suggest. Evening affirmation. I fall asleep in the consciousness of my fulfilled desire. Practice these 3 steps daily. Make this your religion. Make this your discipline. Assumption becomes natural through repetition. What you practice in consciousness, you will experience in the world. There are no exceptions to this law. Why does assumption create reality? Because your subconscious mind does not judge, does not argue, does not distinguish between what you imagine and what you experience. It simply accepts what is impressed upon it with feeling and works to manifest it. Feeling is the secret. Your subconscious responds to emotionalized assumption. Most people fail at manifestation because they imagine without feeling. They visualize their desires as future possibilities rather than present realities. But the subconscious only knows now. It only accepts what feels real now. When you assume your desire is already fulfilled and feel from that assumption, your subconscious accepts it as fact. It then rearranges circumstances, attracts opportunities, and guides your actions to make your assumption visible in the world. This is why I tell you, drop into feeling. Feel what it would be like if your desire were already fulfilled. Not the excitement of getting it, but the naturalness of having it. Stay in that feeling. Live from it. Assume from it. I feel it now. Therefore, it is done. Don't try to manufacture feeling. Don't force emotion. Simply ask yourself, how would I feel if this were already mine? Then gently assume that feeling. Let it be natural, quiet, certain. The subconscious responds to gentle persuasion, not violent effort. Whisper your assumption. Feel it softly. Let it settle into your consciousness like warm honey. I feel it now. Therefore, it is done. Now I want you to speak with me. These are not mere words. They are the installation of your new identity. Say these statements aloud with absolute conviction. Let them reprogram your consciousness. Let them destroy the old and birth the new. Speak with me. I do not wish. I assume. Say it again. I do not wish. I assume. I do not want. I have. I do not want. I have. I do not hope. I know. I do not hope. I know. I do not wait. I dwell. I do not wait. I dwell. I do not become. I am. I do not become. I am. It is done and I live from the end. It is done and I live from the end. Feel these words in your chest. Let them sink into your consciousness like seeds in fertile soil. These are not affirmations. They are statements of truth about who you now are. You are no longer the person who seeks. You are the one who is found. You are no longer the person who wants. You are the one who possesses. You are no longer the person who waits. You are the one who dwells in fulfillment. One final declaration. Say this with your entire being. My imagination is God. My assumptions are law. What I assume in consciousness must appear in my world. I am the operant power, and I assume my good is already mine. Say it again with even more conviction. My imagination is God. My assumptions are law. What I assume in consciousness must appear in my world. I am the operant power, and I assume my good is already mine. This is your new identity. This is your new truth. This is who you are from this moment forward. When you finish listening to this message, you will stand differently, you will walk differently, you will speak differently, you will assume differently. Walk like it's done, not like it might happen, not like you hope it will happen, like it's already accomplished and you're simply moving through a world that hasn't caught up yet. Change your posture right now. Sit up, breathe deeply. Feel the quiet confidence of someone who knows their good is secure in consciousness. This is your new normal. This is how you move through the world from now on as the one who already possesses what they desire. Let people wonder what changed about you. Let them feel the shift in your presence. You don't need to explain. You don't need to convince anyone. You simply live from your assumption and let the world conform. But understand this. This is not a one-time decision. This is a daily discipline. Your old patterns of thought will try to return. Your circumstances will test your new consciousness. In those moments, you return to this message. You remember who you are. You assume again. I want you to listen to this teaching daily for the next 30 days. Let these principles sink deep into your consciousness until assumption becomes as natural as breathing. Choose one specific desire, something meaningful to you. Assume it is already yours. Live from that assumption for 30 days and watch your world transform to match your inner conviction. Test this law. Prove it in your own experience. The version of you who doubted, who waited, who needed proof, that person existed only in your imagination. They were never real. You dreamed them. Now dream yourself as the one who already has what you desire.
I do not wish. I assume. Say it again. I do not wish. I assume. I do not want. I have. I do not hope. I know. I do not hope. I know. I do not wait. I dwell. I do not wait, I dwell. I do not become, I am. I do not become, I am. It is done and I live from the end. It is done and I live from the end.